Well, I promised you a video about something a lot of people talked about on YouTube already. We will do that today. But first things first, I'm almost 40 years old, I have to admit. It's pretty old for YouTube, I guess. But my mom watches every YouTube video. I love that. Thank you, Mom, for watching every YouTube video. Sorry I had to do that, but I really love that. My mom is seriously watching every YouTube video that I release, so that is something. So here, guys, this is the one thing I wanted to share with you because everyone talks about it. The new iMac. And I know there have been like a lot of controversy about it and a lot of discussion, and I've been testing it for the last week, almost 5 days, something like that. I have to admit, I didn't wait for the boys to unpack it. So this is the small unpacking before we go into the details here. It's the new iMac. What a lot of people were talking about is like the white frame, and they were talking about like, why don't we put it all the way to the end? And I have to say, I really like it because it's again something you see. It's an iMac, you present it, you show it, it's different to any other computer. If it would be all screen, then it would just be a screen and that's it. And this thing is made as a home computer, I would say. You have the different color options. A lot of people talked about it. This is the blue one, and I have to say all the colors are really nice. They're not like just blue, but a special blue. Then you have a brighter blue in the front. I'm not the blue type. I'm wearing a blue shirt today, and I have blue glasses, but I'm not the blue type. And I have a blue book, but whatever. But anyhow, usually I'm the black and white color-wise guy. But the thing is, this kind of forces you to put color back in your life. You have to make a choice, and I would say it's very boring because the gray is not the space gray, but the silver grayish thing, and it's just boring. So making a color choice, I would say it's a good thing to do. You have to jump out of your comfort zone, and I always like to jump out of the comfort zone and try new things. It's amazingly thin, so you could either like put it on this desk here, which I usually use for creative work, and I use this camera to shoot in that direction to record a podcast, for example. But I have it now here facing to the wall, and a lot of people were saying this is how I usually would use it, so why not make it thicker, why make it so thin, and then like get rid of this one. But as I said, it's the design thing, it's the Apple thing. Even without the logo, you recognize that's an iMac. And it's so thin that you actually have the headphone jack on the side. You have to plug it in from the side because it's so thin that the headphone jack would like go through the screen. Then you have the options on the back, USB-C, Thunderbolt and all that stuff, and one beautiful cable that goes into the back where you have the Ethernet as well. Nice keyboard with a color option a little bit, it shines through. It's not, I would say, if you have, let's say, for the Blackboard office, because we use colors now for our brand design, we will most likely use this blue one and then a yellow one. For the other brands, we have other colors. And I kind of like it that you have these different colors and like make it a bit more colorful. I mean, this is something people talk about a lot, integration and diversity. So it's all about the colors. And maybe that's the second question people would ask. Why would you use a thing like this in the year 2021, where we all worked with these things for the last year from our kitchen table? And that's the point. I said in the last video that I believe the next trend will be like interface design on different devices from audio only, like with Siri and Google and Echo and all that stuff, and switching the different devices from a small screen, having this one here, using the watch, using this one. And the Macs, as I said, hardware-wise, they're very good integrated, so it's easy to collaborate on them. But the main purpose here is to actually sit down and do some office work, writing, and having this like not sitting on the laptop, which is like this here, which is not a very good way to sit actually, or like a laptop with a screen, which is not a very nice design thing, but having a very clean workstation that you can sit here upright, and I have to say the camera is as well pretty good, which is then again the thing you would use to like collaborate with people. If you are able to afford one of these things, and you have different people working at home on a dedicated workstation where you say it's not the kitchen table, it's a corner where you work, you don't need much space, and it's nice to actually have a dedicated place where you can sit upright and do the work. And I really enjoy it, and I would actually say we will definitely use more iMacs in the different office locations so that you can like go with your phone to that iMac, sit there and work in a workstation. Because even at our studio where we have the Mac Pro setups, most of the consultants who are not familiar with editing or content production, like our content team, they don't use them. For them it feels like a dedicated editing device, which is crazy because these things are like super expensive. But this thing here is a dedicated work device for everyday office worker. And with the new chip, with the M1, it's really quiet. Like there's no sound at all day long. You have the air coming through here on the bottom, and even the speakers are very good. So this is a really cool, clean work device. That's how I see it. I use the iPad as an extra display. On the Mac, where do I have the stand? Here. Kind of a Mac device overkill. This is from reviewing too many devices. I used to be very minimalistic on that. People don't believe me anymore. Okay, iPad. Now I have this dedicated place for example, Spotify. Ha.
Herzlich willkommen zum On the Way to New Work Podcast. Und bevor es heute losgeht, begrüßen wir unseren heutigen Werbepartner O2.
Well, 4 years ago, oh my God. As I said, for a lot of people it's like, ooh, that's not fancy, it's not great, but I would say the integration, like working with the different apps together, as I said, this is to me hardware collaboration. I love the color options because we also like believe in this diversity topic, and to support that, it's very important to do that. And integrating different colors sounds silly, but we will share a video of our new like logo world. We shared the video about our logo, I think a couple of months ago, but what we will do around it and which signs it sends. And as they said in the advertisement, it's fast. For everything you do at home, it's really fast. It's not replacing the good camera we have though, but you don't need it for every call. I would say it's a clear buy if you can afford it and if you want it for your company. There are definitely cheaper options out there, but this is a great one for having something at home which is more than just a black screen. That's it. Leave your comments if you want to know anything else, and subscribe. Join Discord, start the discussion. See you guys for the next video next week. Thanks.